Hi everyone, my name is Dustin, and the purpose of today's video is to show you how to install some excess big dot sights on your Glock pistol. These specific ones here that I've got, you can look around whenever you buy, but the specific ones that I've got here have actually got tritium inserts on the front and the back sight. And I'll show you what I mean here. As you can see, get it focus here. You can see there's a tritium in the front golf ball sight here. And there's also some tritium in the back sight. And I'll let you take a look at my Glock 43 here. This one actually does not have an insert on the back. It's just a white stripe. I believe the difference is the 24/7 have the tritium in the back, and the just regular express sights have the white stripe. So something to think about whenever you're buying. Okay, so a few of the things that you're going to get in the package, of course, are the back sight, the front sight. And then we also get a little plastic punch, some red thread locker. Also get a little tool to set the backside in place. And then also a tool to remove and install the new front sight. Now, some additional items that you may need to complete your install are what I've got here is just a handful full of Q-tips, a cotton ball or two, some isopropyl alcohol, just like you buy at Walmart or your local drugstore. And also you will need a hammer to remove the back sight. And then also, if you're worried about scratching up your gun, you will want a cloth to lay down as you try to push out the back sight. So let's get started. So first things first is let's break down our gun. Just get everything to the side here. We're going to take what we're installing it on today is a Glock 19 here. And we're just going to first, of course, make sure that the gun is in fact clear. There's nothing in there. We're just going to break it down. Let's slide back. We can go ahead and set the frame aside. And now we're going to remove the spring and the barrel. And we're just going to set those aside as well. Then at this point, what we're going to want to do, let's go ahead and remove the front sight first. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our little tool here, and I don't know if it's going to show up on camera for you or not, but down in the front of this sight here, this tool will sit just right on the front sight. And what you do is you just twist to the left, lefty-loosey. You should feel that screw starting to come off. Just keep unscrewing it until it comes off. Okay, so now we've got it off. Go ahead and take that off. And then our front sight, we may end up needing some pliers or something to pop this out. Let's see. Nope, it came out. So there we've got our front sight removed. So I'm going to go ahead and screw this set screw in the bottom here so we don't lose anything. And then we're going to set this aside. So now that we've got that, we're going to go ahead and move on to removing the back sight. Now this is a little bit trickier. We're going to take our plastic punch that we have here and our hammer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this slide on something like this microfiber cloth. And I'm going to set it on the edge of the table here, and we're going to see how easily we can pop this backside out. Okay, so at this point I've got our slide at the end of our table here. And as you can see, this is our back sight right here. So what I'm going to do is just take my hammer and my punch. Let's see if I can do this without getting in your guys' way here. Just lightly tap this a few times. See if I can start pushing it out. Looks like it's coming out. There we go, and we've got it out. Okay, so now at this point, since we've got the front sight removed and also the back sight, let's go ahead and clean this up and make sure we get any grease or anything that might be on this slide off. That way we know that our red thread locker is going to stick. And all I've done here with this cotton ball is I've put some of this 70% isopropyl alcohol on it. So we're just going to clean this up in the front. So run this down the back, and I might get a Q-tip here just to make sure I can get down in the crack here where the sight sits. Clean it up a little. And And then also I'm going to pay special attention to the inside of this here, since your gun does run with a lot of grease right there at the front sight. Okay, yeah, it looks like we're getting some off there. Okay, so give that alcohol just a few seconds to dry up, and then we'll go ahead and install the front sight. Okay, so to install the front sight, what we're going to do is take our new front sight, and we're just going to do the opposite of what we did earlier. It's going to have the little shape on the bottom that we can use our special tool here to undo the screw, set screw in it. So let's go ahead and do that. Then what we can do, first I'm going to put it on real quick just to test and see, make sure that we've got a good fit here. Make sure it'll fit down in this hole okay. Make sure we got a good alignment. How does that look front to back? Looks like we've got it pretty straight. So let's go ahead and take some thread locker, if I can pop this guy out of here. Some of that red thread locker, and we're going to go ahead and don't be shy with this, guys. Be sure to use quite a bit. You want to make sure the sight stays put. Okay, so I'm just going to put a few drops on the base of this here, around where it's going to make contact. There we go. Okay, let me go ahead and set this front side into place. Okay, now I'm just going to put a drop on a little set screw here. Let me make sure I can keep you guys in the light here. Okay, so then at this point, let's turn the slide over. Go ahead and set this in our tool here. And now we'll just go ahead and screw this guy on here. Now one thing I'd recommend too is while you're doing this, to not tighten it all the way down. That way, see, my sight popped out of place. That way you can actually get it where you want it before you tighten it down to make sure you've got it straight on there. Okay, so at this point, we're going to put some of this red thread locker on here. I'm going to apply it liberally around the front, in the back, and on the sides. We need a lot of this, guys. Don't be shy to use it. We can clean it up later here. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on our thread locker here. And now I want to make sure before I set these screws in that our sight is lined up in the middle. That's very important. So I'm going to take a look from the top, and it's kind of hard to see. Sorry about the lighting, guys. Take a look from the top here, and it looks like we've pretty well got it aligned. Just gonna mess with it a little more here. Then we're gonna make sure we got a good sight picture here. That looks pretty good to me. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take the other little tool here. We're just gonna go ahead and tighten these screws down. As soon as I tighten these down, I'll go ahead and make sure that I've got a good set on this. Okay, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to let this sit for, maybe 5 minutes or so. Then I'm going to clean up around the edges where you can see here where there's extra thread locker on here. Then at that point, you want to let this cure for 2 hours before doing anything else. So you don't want to shoot with this definitely until this cures. But 2 hours are up and you're good to go. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you find you like the video and want to see more stuff like this, please be sure to hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.